That was the last. That was the last magical Modric game at the Bernabeu yesterday. It was a sad day. There was definitely a few tears in the Bernabeu. I might have shed a few tears. I wouldn't want anyone to know that though. Luckily, no one watches this channel, so I can say whatever I want and not worry about that. But yeah, it was a sad day and also a little bit of an annoying day as well. I want to just make this quick video. It won't be long. Just sharing a few thoughts on the game while they're in my head. But I was a bit annoyed with Ancelotti. Yeah. But I've got Luka Modric's stats here because he really was everywhere last game. You can tell he was trying to give it his all in the last game because I've got his stats here. He made the most touches of any player, 133, the most passes of any player, 122, the most crosses of any player, the most entries into the final third, 22, I believe that was. I mean, for a guy who's about to turn 40, it really is unbelievable. And an understated quality, I think, of Modric and that previous golden generation we had of the last 10 years was their availability. You know, Ronaldo, never injured. Benzema, never injured. Cruz, Modric, Ramos, they're always available, apart from Gareth Bale, of course. And that's a quality that maybe goes undervalued by fans because it's no good having quality players if they're never on the pitch, right? And again, Modric fit all season, played a really good number of minutes for the team. Um, yeah, that's I don't have that faith. Let's say in some of the other midfielders, in Camavinga, in Chouameni seems to miss a few months each season through injury. So yeah, but that's just a little extra point I wanted to make. But yeah, as talking about the game, I was quite comfortable. Not too much to discuss. I thought it would be quite comfortable. Real Sociedad had nothing to play for. I thought they were really unlucky with their first goal. Actually, I don't think it was a penalty. I don't understand the penalty to handball rule. It's strange to me. The arms in an unnatural position, I think, is a factor, but I also think a really important factor is the distance the ball travels when it hits the arm. Because if you've ever played football, you know that your arms go in unnatural positions. You jump, you twist, you turn, you block, you try and tackle. It's a part of the game. And if you and I think one of the reasons the game is so, I don't know, maybe less, to me it seems less interesting and less exciting compared to the past. And one of the reasons is because defenders play with such fear now about touching any player, about handballs. They just can't defend anymore. They're worrying too much about not giving a penalty away than they are playing the game. And I completely understand that if a player shoots the ball and the guy has his arms in an unnatural position and he has time to make the decision to move his arm out the way, then I can agree it's a penalty. But when it's hit at such a short distance and unless your arm is really maybe like completely up like this, or something really ridiculous, I just don't agree. It should be a penalty. I really thought that was a harsh decision. And yeah, that's all I want to say on that, I suppose. But apart from that, I thought Real Sociedad might have scored a goal in the second half, considering all the rotations and the squad players we had, and but yeah, it was really comfortable, wasn't it? But on to my grievances with Ancelotti. Fede Valverde. I said before I didn't want him to play this game. He played, I think, the full game, if I remember. I think he was, yeah, because he went to right back in the second half. He played the full game. He's now injured. He's got a back injury. Who could have seen that coming, I wonder? It looks like it's not bad, and he should be back for the Club World Cup, but it was completely unnecessary. And Brahim Diaz as well. I said I wanted him to start in my previous video. I had no problem with him starting the game, but I also said take him off at half time. He's just got back from injury. He comes out in the second half, gets injured again. Classic Ancelotti, I suppose, going out in style the way he does with overusing players. But apart from that, it was absolutely lovely to see Ancelotti's speech, Modric's speech. I felt bad for Lucas Vasquez. I thought he should have got a speech. And also I felt bad for him because in the second half, he was through on goal. And if Mbappe had actually looked up and played him in, he would have had a really good opportunity to score. And he kind of threw his arms into the air. I think that was a bit I think not giving the penalty to Modric would have been a nice thing for Mbappe, and not and definitely playing Lucas Vasquez in. I thought he was a bit selfish. I did say previously that I really love that Mbappe is selfish. That's what I want my strikers to be. But in that game, he could have been a little bit less selfish. He's already got the Pichichi wrapped up, so you know. But yeah, I'm curious now what happens with the rest of the players. Rest, I mean, in terms of fitness. I mean, getting a break because they've now got 3 weeks until the Club World Cup. So does that mean they go on vacation now, and the Club World Cup is like the pre-season, or are they going to play the Club World Cup and then have a pre-season after? But then they're not really going to get any rest before. Well, they're not going to have any training before the league starts in August. So I'm curious to know what happens now with the break of the players, because some of them really need a rest. Valverde, Rudiger, I mean, these players need a break this summer. So yeah, I wonder what's happening with that. And today, Ancelotti has not Ancelotti, sorry, Alonso has officially signed. So that's cool. That's good news. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I didn't want this to be a long video. See you soon.